put these in the right spot, you're almost right where you need to. And it gets to a point where if you're trying to downsize it, then you're just causing more grief than anything else. You still have to compact it. Like, it was a pain to compact just based on the granite area.
Not having that much space to get around this corner.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do this, cast iron, what process would be different? You would not be pouring.
Cast iron, they all have their own characteristics. I've never done cast iron. That's my goal. I will be doing cast iron. It will cool differently, and when it cools, if you don't control it, it shrinks less than aluminum. But if you don't control the way it cools, you get what they call white iron, and it's rock hard. It's like tool steel. You can't cut it, you can't machine it, you can't do anything with it.
Okay.
Right? So you really have to pay attention to the way that you do your mold features, because if you get that screwed, so there's a great example. So if we did this in cast iron, up here, looking at the way that cooled, we probably would have gotten white iron. Quadrant actually has a milled slot right across here for
So you would never be able to machine
screwed. Absolutely screwed. Nothing cuts it. Like it's the tool's done, right?
You would have to grind it with a stone.
Yeah, and take you forever because you're going down like 3/16 or something. Like it's a lot of material you got to take out. So you really need to pay attention to what you're doing with cast iron. The real problem with cast is when you start getting up into those low 2,000 Fahrenheit temperatures, your protective equipment needs to go through. Like what I had today got me by for this, but that's no good for cast iron at all. My gloves are no good, my shield's no good, my pants are no
You
good.
have to be in a controlled environment, something different.
Oh, well, yeah, and it's so much more volatile. So if I hit a moisture pocket when I was pouring that, it would have spattered. But what I had on, I would have been okay in aluminum. But cast iron, I just would have burnt through everything I had and I would have been toast. So the guys that do cast iron safely, they're in those reflective suits, right? The ones that look like they're made out of aluminum or something. Yeah. And they've got the whole shields. You can't even look at a crucible with molten cast iron in it. If you look at it too long, it'll actually cause iodine. The radiant, I don't know what they call it, but the energy that's coming off it, the intensity of it.
Luminescence.
It'll actually damage your eyesight. It's called
Your fucking rods and cones are going crazy.
It'll mess up your vision.
I've had that. You look at welding too long.
Oh, I've gotten that. All the time.
No, it's when you go to bed at night, they start healing, and it's like sunburn. It gets itchy, but you can't itch the inside of your eyes. So you just keep close and feel it. It's like somebody's throwing sand in my eyes, and that's what it feels like.
I got a story for you. It was my worst electrical accident ever. But so anyways, when it gets to cast iron, when it gets to that, I'm gonna have to invest in a bunch of protective equipment.
What are these little pieces here?
In terms of if you had done brass.
They were attached.
Brass? We could have
Like
done.
drainage
I was at a
Yeah.
temp there when we poured this to melt the brass that I've done. So
Right.
aluminum goes somewhere around 1,200, 1,300 degrees.
been
Brass
cold.
is 1,700.
Right, right. And then these, is this
When
where
I
the
took
material
that
gets
temperature
pulled
before I
in?
poured, I was
That's
at
where they
1700.
poured, but there's a
So just a
reservoir
little
there,
bit more
so
time,
that as that's
and
cooling,
we
it's still
could have done
sucking from
brass.
that reservoir.
That's what I did.
The theory.
Those
Right,
bars
right,
So they
right.
didn't suck as far as here.
Because we've got a
It
big
probably
cavity
would
here.
have shrank
So
more.
we wanted that to come up to the edge
This is
that
actually
we're
a
seeing
cast
here. We
aluminum.
wanted that.
It's extruded.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
this
Maybe
stuff
they
is
should have
actually
hard to
poured part of
say,
it
right?
here.
Yeah, yeah.
Shrink to some extent.
I don't know.
Whereas
Yeah,
the
yeah,
brass I
yeah,
got doesn't. So it's
So it was half successful.
Yeah.
well, I wouldn't say a huge amount, but I guarantee you we would have the same phenomenon without a shadow.
That's still pretty cool.
Well, I mean, it's a shame we didn't have the same. Because I really think we had just that little bit more. We would have
Been able to have options.
yeah. Well, I mean, even just the way that we did it, I think we would have.
Yeah, we would have poured it the other way.
You still would have had to deal with this on your own, but other than that, I think it turned
It
out
actually looks really good.
Yeah,
You know, outside of the height of your fence or
Back
whatever.
there looks
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, listen here.
yeah, 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 yeah. Really
Keep
cool.
in mind, as I said, there's 100 thou at this top edge.
Right, that you're allowed to get rid of.
That's machined off.
Yeah, yeah, right.
There's 100,000. Sorry, 9 more. But there should have been 100,000 on top of that.
If only you added 3/8 of an inch, it would have been fine.
It's almost
over
like
here, maybe 3/4.
Yeah.
it's almost, you can almost take into account